Welcome to my channel Techify with Adil. So in this video we will be beginning our next topic, feature and tools in Azure for governance and compliance. So we will be seeing in this series about the purpose of Microsoft Purview, then Azure Policy, Azure Resource Log, and we will see a lab session on how to create a resource log. Then we will see the purpose of Service Trust Portal. First, we will start with the Microsoft Purview in this particular video, then followed by Azure Policy as well. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe, like and share my videos. You can check on the playlist of Azure Fundamentals if you want to do certification or you want to gain some knowledge in Azure and also cloud computing. So here the Microsoft Purview. So what's this? So, okay, the Microsoft Purview is actually a family of data governance, risk and compliance solutions that helps you get a single unified view into your data. So Microsoft Purview brings insights about your on-premises, multi-cloud and software as a service SaaS data together. So with Microsoft Purview, you can stay up to date on data landscape using the automated data discovery, sensitive data classification, end-to-end data lineage. So two main solution areas comprise Microsoft Purview. So that is risk and compliance, then unified data governance. So this risk and compliance for risk, compliance and legal teams. Then unified data governance is for data consumers, data engineers and data officers. So is these two solutions combined together to give us Microsoft Purview. Microsoft Purview risk and compliance solution. So Microsoft 365 feature as a core component of Microsoft Purview risk and compliance solution. Microsoft Teams, OneDrive, Exchange are some of the Microsoft 365 services that Microsoft Purview uses to help manage and monitor your data. So Microsoft Purview, by managing and monitoring your data, is able to help your organizations with protect sensitivity data across cloud apps and devices, identify data risk, and manage regulatory compliance requirements. Get started with regulatory compliance, unified data governance. Data Purview has robust unified data governance solution that help manage your on-premises, multi-cloud and software as a service data. So Microsoft Purview robust data governance capabilities enable you to manage your data stored in Azure SQL, Hive database, locally and even in other clouds like Amazon cloud. So that's one of the important thing, because it just doesn't help you to manage and monitor the data in your Azure. It also helps to do the same for your other multi-cloud data, also for the SQL databases, also for on-premises databases as well. So Microsoft Purview's unified data governance, the second solution. So create an up-to-date map of your entire data estate that includes data classification and end-to-end lineage. Identify where sensitive data is stored in your estate. Create a secure environment for data consumers to find valuable data. Generate insights about how your data is stored and used. Manage access to the data in your estate securely and at scale. So this is about what so far what we have seen is about the Purview. So next we will discuss about Azure Policy. So how do you ensure that your resources stay compliant? Can you be alerted if a resource compliance has changed? So this is a normal question we have when we are having when we speak about on the security point of view. So Azure Policy is a service in Azure that enables you to create, assign and manage policies that control or audit your resources. These policies enforce different rules across your resource configurations so that those configurations stay compliant with corporate standards. How does Azure Policy define policies? Azure Policy enables you to define both individual policies and groups of related policies known as initiatives. Azure Policy evaluates your resources and highlights highlights resources that aren't compliant with the policies you have created. Azure Policy can also prevent non-compliant resources from being created. So it can Azure Policy, we can use the Azure Policy to prevent the creation of non-compliant resources itself. If a resources is created in a non-compliant way, it can prevent the creation. And also, if there is an existence of resources that becomes non-compliant, it can evaluate and highlight the resources that this is non-compliant. We can use it in the both the ways. So Azure Policy can be set at each level, enabling you to set policies on a specific resource group, subscription, and so on. So you can set up the policy at resource level, at resource group level, and also for the entire subscription. So additionally, Azure policies are inherited. So this is one of the important thing to take note. So Azure policy will be inherited. So if you set up policy at high level, say resource group or subscription, it will automatically be applied to all the groupings that fall within the parent. So we need to take note of this. For example, if you set up Azure policy on resource group, all resources created within the resource group will automatically receive the same policy. Azure policy comes with built-in policy and initiative definitions for storage, networking, compute, security center, and monitoring. So for example, if you define a policy that allows only certain size of virtual machines to be used in your environment, that policy is invoked when you create a new VM and whenever you resize the existing VMs. So Azure policy also evaluates and monitors all current VMs in your environment, including VMs that were created before the policy was created. So here we can see the differences, like using Azure policy we can prevent the creation of a VM that is non compliant with our policy, and after the creation of the VM, if the VM is going to get non compliant, then it will also help to highlight and it will help to prevent the same. So in some cases, the Azure policy can automatically remediate non-compliant resources and configurations to ensure the integrity of the state of the resources. So example, if all resources in a certain resource group should be tagged with app name tag and a value of special orders, the Azure policy will automatically apply that tag if it is missing. However, you still retain full control of the environment. If you have a specific resource that you don't want Azure policy to automatically fix, you can flag that resource as an exception and the policy won't automatically fix that resource. Azure policy also integrates with Azure DevOps by applying any continuous integration and delivery pipeline policies that pertain to the pre-deployment and post-deployment phases of your applications. As we have mentioned in my previous video about the Azure policy, so if you are creating a policy that it should apply a tag with the value of special orders, then even if the tag has been removed manually by any of the user admin, then it will be still reapplied because we have created a policy to have all resources with the tag and the value. So what are the Azure policy initiatives? An Azure policy initiative is a way of grouping related policies together. The initiative definition contains all the policy definitions to help track your compliance state for a larger goal. So for example, Azure policy includes an initiative named Enable Monitoring in Azure Security Center. So its goal is to monitor all available security recommendations for all Azure resources types in Azure Security Center. Under this initiative, the following policy definitions are included. Monitor unencrypted SQL database in Security Center. So this policy monitors for unencrypted SQL databases and servers. Then monitor OS vulnerabilities in Security Center. This policy monitors servers that don't satisfy the configured OS vulnerability baseline. Monitor missing endpoint protection in Security Center. So this policy monitors for servers that don't have an installed endpoint protection agent, say like an antivirus or some kind of protection application is not installed, then this policy will monitor it. In fact, the enable monitoring in Azure Security Center initiative contains over 100 separate policy definitions.